Are you new to MCP and looking for one of the best ways to get into the game? I've got you covered. Today, we're taking a look at possibly one of the best deals in miniature gaming, the Spider-Foe starter set. I absolutely love this box and think it's a stellar pickup for new and returning players alike. Today, we will unbox and review it, so let's waste no time and get right into it. So here's the box in all of its glory, so let's get right into opening it. Once again, a big shout out to the Atomic Mass Games team and Asmodee team for sending me this box to review. While we're getting things set up, this box is linked in the description below if you want to go pick it up. So the first thing out of this box is the condition tokens. These are all the status and condition tokens you'll need to play the game. On the flip side, you'll get all the power and damage tokens you need to play a game of Marvel Crisis Protocol. Additionally, as you can see, this box also includes the extract and secure objective tokens, along with some Spider-Foe specific tokens for Kraven the Hunter and Sinister Traps. We'll put that aside for now, and if we keep looking into this box, we have the custom Marvel Crisis Protocol score tracker to help you keep score of all your games. The next thing out of the box is the plethora of cards we get. We'll be putting these to the side for now and taking a deeper look at them later. The next thing out of the box is all of the range tools and rulers. This is everything you'll need to accurately measure and play a game of Marvel Crisis Protocol. And here we have the credits. Once again, a big shout out to the Atomic Mass Game and Asmodee teams for providing us with this box to review. Now, out of the box is this absolutely crazy amount of sprues we have to assemble. Once again, all minis in this box come unassembled and unpainted, meaning you get the fun of painting all these minis for yourself. We'll look at all the characters at the end of the video, so make sure to stick around for that. We also have all of the dice you need to play a game of MCP. You've also got some score tracking dice in this bag as well. And here are the custom 8-sided MCP dice. They have all the custom symbols you'll need to play, and in this box you get 10 of these custom dice. Now, let's take a look at the cards we get in this box. First up out of this box is one of the most well-designed characters in Marvel Crisis Protocol, Carnage. Carnage is a 4-threat glass cannon character. He's got a very high damage ceiling, but extremely weak defensive stats against energy and mystic attacks. I absolutely love the design of this character. He's super fun to put on the table and just paint the town red. On his injured side, he merely loses 1 stamina. With his ability to heal when he dazes a character, you'll definitely make use of that 7 stamina. On to the next character, Electro. Now, Electro is a long-range, 4-threat energy character who has a high damage output and surprisingly good mobility with his ability to ride the wires, which allows him to place within range 2 of a terrain feature size 2 or more, with the drawback that he drops the objective tokens he's holding. He's also got the strong ability to damage enemy characters when they get within range 3 of him. Additionally, he can use electrostatic to give enemies shock and damage if they choose to attack him within range 3. On his injured side, he remains the same, so he'll stay viable on both his healthy and injured sides. Next up, we have Green Goblin, who serves as the core of this product and the sole leader available. Norman Osborn brings his unique advanced weaponry and madness to the tabletop in equal doses. His leadership ability, Oscorp Weaponry, allows an allied character to reroll an opposing defense die roll, increasing the lethality of all attacks. On his healthy side, he's a long-range chip damage piece with the ability to trap your opponents using Trick or Treat to deal big damage when your opponent ends a movement. He's got 7 HP on his healthy side, so he'll be durable enough to hold his own. On his injured side is where he really gets fun. He goes all the way down to 5 stamina, his physical defense goes down, and his mystic defense goes up. He gains a power generating superpower at the cost of no longer being able to interact with objective tokens. His attacks also become more powerful and effective, representing his desperation to destroy his enemies. He's absolutely a super fun character and I highly recommend him. Now let's take a look at Kraven the Hunter. Kraven the Hunter is a high damage ceiling character, but you may be asking how, since he doesn't have a spender. Using Kraven's superpowers, Corner the Beast hurts enemies when they end a movement by dealing 1 damage. And Expert Tracker allows your allies to add a 1 die when attacking a chosen character. You can use this superpower as many times as you want per turn, so make sure to maximize it. On his injured side, nothing changes, so he stays 5 stamina on both sides. You definitely need to watch out for that, as he can be a bit squishy at times. Now we have the Lizard. On the tabletop, Lizard is a hardy melee attack character that can throw terrain or enemy characters, while shrugging off damage sent his way. His thick hide rule and healing factor might be his most effective abilities, letting him take less damage and heal what does get through. He's great to just put on a point and keep it all for himself. On his injured side, he loses 1 stamina and goes down to 5, so you need to keep an eye on that. Now, we have one of my personal favorite characters in this box, Mysterio. Mysterio is such a well-designed character in MCP. He's a mystic attacker using his illusions to befuddle and manipulate the battlefield. but he struggles if an enemy attacker gets into range to attack him. Two special rules help keep him safe though. His tricks and traps gives him a chance to damage anyone who advances close enough to bypass his stealth power. If that doesn't stop an attacker, Mysterio can use smoke and mirrors to use his impressive 5 dice mystic defense instead. However, your opponent can bypass that 5 mystic defense by spending 2 power, which can really hurt opponents with strict power economies. Next up, we have Rhino, one of the most sought after characters in Marvel Crisis Protocol. He's a 4-threat tank character who is impressively fast, thanks to his ability to place within range 1 of an opponent off his range 3 attack. He's another character without a spender, but he makes up for it with Stampede and a throw. I really like him as a character to just take your opponent's back points and use his aggression to stay on objectives. Now we have the Sandman. Sandman is another well-designed 4-threat character. He's a melee attacker with easy access to throws and pushes on his attacks, giving him a lot of potential to hold points. Most interestingly, Sandman has the ability to have 2 sand constructs on the battlefield, and if he activates and has fewer than 2, he can create another. Now let's take a look at the sand construct grunts. These constructs can't do much more to score victory points, but they are difficult to kill and can push defending characters, giving Sandman additional displacement abilities to take care of. Additionally, they give Sandman a power every time they deal or receive damage, which is a big bonus. The card art for these characters features a hand and a twister with a streamlamp stuck in it. Pretty cool. Now let's go back to looking at Sandman. Sandman can have some big damage moments, but if you get through his 7 stamina, he loses both of his grunts, so you gotta watch out for that. Now let's take a look at the Shocker. Shocker serves as a solid all-around character for any player to include in their squad. His access to stun and stagger on his attacks makes him good into high-threat characters, as those are some of the best conditions in the game. His true strength, though, is if the ground is rocking, a superpower that makes enemies close to him roll 1 fewer attack dice. He's very strong for a 3-threat character, and I highly recommend playing him. On his injured side, he loses 1 stamina. Shocker can be weak to long-range enemy attacks, so make sure to watch out for that. Now let's take a look at the last character in this box, the Vulture. Vulture is a displacement-focused 3-threat character. He can drag enemy characters using his Abduct superpower or throw them with his Skyline Hunter attack. He also gains power when he rolls crits, so keep an eye out for that. He can be squishy with only 5 stamina and no defensive tech, so be strategic where you play him. On his injured side, he remains the same, making him a 5 stamina character on both sides, so that's definitely something you need to watch out for. Now, let's transition to the team tactic cards, and believe me, there's a lot of them, so let's go through them. First up, China Shop, which allows Rhino to add dice equal to the size of terrain destroyed this activation. This is very strong for a single attack at the cost of Rhino taking 2 damage. And here's the card art for the card. This is a Robbery is a very thematic card where Rhino takes an enemy's objective and throws them medium. It's super strong in game and very on theme. And here's the card art. Carnage Rules is an expensive card where Carnage pulls an enemy character towards him and gets to make a free attack into them. It's super strong but a little bit pricey at 4 power. Next, we have the Grand Illusion, which allows Mysterio to create a range 3 area where all of your opponent's critical hits no longer explode and instead become skulls. This can be absolutely devastating if your opponent has lined up some big attacks that round. I love this card because it's super thematic and surprisingly strong. This is one of my favorite pieces of art in the box, with Mysterio trapping some of the Web Warriors inside of his Grand Illusion. There Will Be Carnage is another Carnage-specific card that allows him to give root to some enemy characters within range 3. This card isn't the most incredibly strong, but it can be fun to play in the right situation to slow your opponent down. Custom Upgrades is a super fun card where you choose an opposing character, and your character gains 2 attack dice and 2 defense dice when targeting that chosen character. However, if another enemy attacks you that isn't the chosen character, you lose 2 defense dice. It's a high-risk, high-reward card that shines best in one-on-one situations. Next up, we have Founding Members, a special Sinister 6 card that gives your opponent a condition on damage based on which Sinister 6 member is within range of the enemy. It's super fun and very thematic. Then, we have Vulture-specific card, Rejuvenation. It's free and removes all conditions within range 2 of Vulture and his allies. This is extremely strong, especially for getting rid of stagger and other nasty conditions. Another fantastic card is Static Arc, which allows Sandman and Electro to team up and create an area where enemies take 1 damage and gain shock. This is super fun and can help finish off those 1 health enemy characters or set enemies up for failure with shock. And I absolutely love this card art featuring Black Suit Spider-Man. Maybe this means we'll get him one of these days, who knows? Strategic Retreat is the next card in this box. There's definitely a lot of wording here, so I'll simplify it for you. When you're attacked by an attack, you can fall back and pass an objective token to your ally. This card, but at 4 power, it's very expensive. And here is the Spider-Foe staple card, Surprise Webhead. Surprise Webhead allows for any number of allied Spider-Foe's characters to spend 2 power each and choose an enemy target. Each character that spent power may make an attack with a cost of 0 targeting that enemy character. This card is incredibly strong and extremely helpful. Monkey Brain is Lizard Home is an attack-based team tactic card that allows Lizard to make an area attack that can push enemy characters small, guaranteed. It's alright, but not a must-take. Well Laid Plans is a team-up card with 3-threat Dr. Octopus and Green Goblin. They each spend 3 power to force your opponent to roll 5 dice. For each crit or wild rolled, the enemy takes damage and drops any objective tokens they're holding. This card is strong on paper, but it requires bringing 3-threat Doc Ock, who is good but not the best. The next card we have is Sinister Traps. Sinister Traps is set on an objective token during the first power phase. The first time any character ends a movement within range 2 of that token, you roll 5 dice and deal damage on crits, wilds, or hits. If the character is damaged, they are pushed small by you. This card is very good against objective-focused teams. Next up, we have Neurogenic Recombinator, which allows 2 Spider-Foes within range 3 to swap up to 3 damage between them. This card is pretty weak and doesn't do much, since swapping damage usually isn't that impactful. Next up, we have Fearful Symmetry. This is an iconic Kraven team tactic card that essentially allows him to become 4th-threat Spider-Man if he takes out Peter Parker. It's iconic because it mirrors what he does in the comics, giving him the chance to become Spider-Man and steal his identity. I love this card, but it's very hard to execute. Now, we move on to the basic cards, starting with Brace for Impact. You spend 1 power to not suffer damage from a collision. Simple, but an MCP staple. Heavy Firepower allows you to spend 2 power to add 2 dice to an attack if no allies are within range 3 of the enemy character. This card is mid at best and not as essential as Brace for Impact. Now, we have another MCP staple in Recalibration Matrix, which allows you to spend 3 power at the end of the modified dice step to have both the attacker and defender roll all of their dice, excluding skulls. This helps prevent whiffs and enemy spikes. This is a pretty good card and I recommend taking it if you have an empty slot. Joint Effort is a team-up card where a character spends 3 power, and during the next attack action made by that character, they add 2 dice for each other allied character within range 2 of the target. This is strong but not mandatory. And last but not least, we have Patch Up. Patch Up is a healing card where a character spends power to remove damage equal to the power spent. This is great for keeping important models standing and draining excess power from characters who don't need it. Now, that's all of the Team Tactic cards in this box. This box also includes some current Crisis cards. These cards are Wedding Party Targeted and Terrible Attack, Guardian Safe Shi'ar Empress in Style, Deadly Meteors Mutate Civilians, Infinity Formula Goes Missing, Mutant Madman turns City into Lethal Amusement Park, Superpowered Scoundrels form Sinister Syndicate, Inhumans deploy Advanced Weaponry, Unexpected Guests crash the Royal Wedding, Scientific Samples found in Discovered Universe, Alien Ship crashes in Downtown, Skrulls infiltrate World Leadership, and Spider Infected invade Manhattan. Now, all of these models come unpainted and unassembled, so let's cut to some editing magic to get them done. Wow, here are all the models you get. My brother gave me some painted models to show off, so that's why some of these are already painted. First up, we have Electro. He's on his electricity base and comes with 2 head options. This one features his electricity mask, while the other one does not. I like this model a lot, and he's really fun on the tabletop. Now, let's take a look at both of the Sand Constructs grunts included in this box. First is the Twisting Effects construct with a lamppost coming out of it. This is a very fun model and very cool to paint. Next up is the Hand construct with little bricks coming out of it. Now let's take a look at Sandman. He's posed in a punching effect and is kind of a big model for a size 3 character. On the table, he has a fantastic presence, and of course, he's rocking his iconic green striped t-shirt. Here's one of my favorite models in this box, Mysterio. He's floating using his illusion effects, with those effects swirling around him. This was a bit of a difficult model to assemble, but it was absolutely worth it. Now we have Shocker, using his vibrational waves across the floor. This model gives skilled painters a great opportunity to show off their energy effect skills. I love both the model and the character. Here's another one of my favorite characters from the box, the Spider-Foe's leader, Green Goblin. He's riding his signature glider held up by smoke effects, hunched over and throwing his iconic pumpkin bombs. He's a super fun model and an absolute blast to paint. Now here's one of the biggest models in the box, Rhino. He's on the largest base possible and looks incredible, punching into the ground with an angry expression on his face. He's one of the most sought after models in MCP, and for good reason. Here's another painted model, Vulture. He's flying over scattered bricks with his wings fully extended. This is a super fun model and very well designed by Atomic Mass Games team. It gives painters a great opportunity to show off their skills with his signature wings. I love this model and he's fantastic on the table. Next up is Carnage. Carnage has multiple build options. You can choose between different hands or weapons, including a blade in his left hand or spike in his right. I chose both the weapons because they were my favorite options. He's definitely going to be a challenge to paint, but I'm really looking forward to it. Next up is Kraven the Hunter. He's leaping over a small brick wall with both weapons in hand. This is another great looking model and he'll definitely be one of the easier ones to paint, but I'm so excited to work on him. We definitely saved the best model for last with Lizard. He's bursting out of a sewer pipe with his water flowing behind him. He's got his classic outfit on and I'm really excited to paint his model and try my hand at the liquid effects on the water. Now that's everything included in the box. Once again, a big shout out to the Atomic Mass Games and Asmodee team. Now let's cut back to editing. So here's the big question everyone wants answered, the price. This box retails for $94.99 USD, which works out to roughly $9.50 per character, making it one of the best deals in miniature gaming. This is absolutely one of the best values you can get in miniature gaming. It's a fantastic starting point for new players and also great for veterans who may not already own these characters. It includes all the tools, tokens, cards, and components you need to play, excluding terrain. If you're a new or returning player, I 100% believe you should pick up this box, as it's one of the best starting points out there. Now, if you already bought this box, you might be asking yourself, what should I buy next? And I've got the answer. If you're looking to expand your roster, I highly recommend the Criminal Syndicate Affiliation box. Not only do you get Kingpin for Spider-Foes, you also open up the Criminal Syndicate Affiliation in a big way. Kraven, Mysterio, Rhino, Sandman, Shocker, and Vulture are all a part of the Criminal Syndicate Affiliation as well. Kingpin is the leader of that faction, so you're set there. That means you can play 2 affiliations with just 2 boxes. This box retails for $69.99 USD, which comes out to around $17.50 per miniature. It's not as good of a deal as the Spider-Foes box, but it's pretty solid. So if you've been thinking about finally jumping into Marvel Crisis Protocol, this is your moment. The Spider-Foes starter set delivers everything you need to learn the game, play out right out of the box, and start building towards whatever team you want to next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.